Hello everyone, and welcome back to Modern Warships with Terry. Today we'll have a little bit of a look at a map structure, and we'll start out with the Arctic map. Now, the Arctic map, we don't have an actual map view like from top or anything, but you can kind of see it from here. So the Arctic map has these 4 arches, the 2 on the sides and 2 in the center. And these are these are like serial loops, effectively, these icebergs. So there's a nice little gap in the middle where you can, for example, park a submarine underwater or a ship and have some protection from the sides. Then there's like a big island behind you where you spawn, and it's the same thing on the far end of the other team where you can hide a carrier behind, for example. And you've got the big islands or big icebergs on the flank, which means that there are kind of 3 ways you can go. You can either try and go through the middle and use these arches as hard cover and just go back and forth and try to shoot missiles either through the holes or through the sides. Or you can go around the outside, and which gives you a very, very good flanking position. So for example, if you look at the right side here where that iceberg ends, if you can park a ship there, you get flanking shots into whoever is trying to push in the middle without being exposed, because you can always just back up a little bit behind the iceberg and dodge torpedoes and missiles that way. And the problem, of course, is it's not easy to get to that position. So you'll be out of position for quite a bit if you loop the long way around, or you can go through the middle and through the gaps and try to get into that kind of flanking position. Now, there are far outlying icebergs, but they're usually too far for anything but like an ecranoplan to get to in any due time. So being aware of that, let's start. I'm out in my JS Kurama, the Japanese gunboat destroyer, and somewhat of a tank ship, sort of, because she does have a pretty good AA, and she has the mortar to defend against torpedoes. So I'm often playing more defensive in this ship. I'm going to head towards the right flank, because just to get, not necessarily to loop the long way around, but just to get ready in case the enemy team does. And we do have a carrier of our own, so this would be a prime position for enemy ships to try and attack the carrier from the side. Now, obviously, you don't necessarily want a lemming train around the corner, but you also don't want to spread out too far. And we have 2 ships spotted. The carrier seems to be reluctant, but somebody is heli spotting, and it's got their helicopter shot down just now. So I'm just gonna start taking a look, and yeah, there's 3 of them that are coming around this way. So this is my first defensive position over here, where I am going to start. I'm going to start lighting them up, and I'm going to get behind the iceberg myself. Just so one torpedo, I've dodged that, and the second torpedo I can take out. Now, if you look at the minimap, you see that the 3 of them are looping around. The carrier is bringing them under air attack, but there's actually 4 of them. So almost the whole enemy team is coming around here. That's why I'm sitting here. I mean, they know I'm sitting here, but that's why I'm sitting here, such that I can immediately start lighting these guys up. And my helicopter is going to be down in a second, but I can immediately start lighting these guys up with my guns and my torpedoes. So that's the first one, and we've kind of pushed him out a little bit there. And his torpedoes isn't going to do anything, and his missiles aren't going to do anything either. So now he is running. We are shooting down enemy helicopters because there's something next to us, but we are a little bit busy right now because then player 2 has entered the game and is coming around the corner here. So, Mr. Ali Burke, we're going to have the same treatment for you then. Of course, we're coming under missile attack here, and at this range, your AA might actually start targeting the enemy helicopters, so be careful with that sort of stuff. If your AA is actually busy and doesn't have time, you do need to do these things yourself. Okay, that's the end of the Ali Burke. Now let's get back to destroying his torpedoes, and yeah, but at this point, the enemy Chennai is the only ship surviving, because that push completely hasn't worked. They have tried to outflank our central ship line, but yeah, they haven't let them through. So suddenly they found themselves in the crossfire wherever they were going, and popped out behind the island, broadsiding on to a Japanese gunboat, which hasn't ended very well. I'm just going to try and not die here, but I think with a bit of heal we should be able to pull that off. And you see how long it takes for my team to actually come around and be able to do something of it, because they do have that position next to the island. And there we go, it's dead. We do have that position next to the island where it's relatively easy for them to dodge missiles. So yeah, keep these sort of things in mind when you're playing. What the strong points, what the strong positions are, and just assume that the enemy team knows that as well. And if you can pull off, if you can get them to pop out behind icebergs one by one and can pull off a defense such that they can't get around and they can't actually effectively concentrate their fire. And we've had 3-4, I think we've had 3 or 4 ships in that position at some point who weren't really effective because they haven't been able to go around. And they were still coming under fire from the other side. Plus, the rest of my team could mop up the other group. So that sort of thing. Get yourself fire supremacy. Consider strong points and consider defending them. We'll be doing more about Arctic because it has a bunch of other aspects still, especially around submarines and stuff and scouting. But for now, that's it for today. Thanks everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.